Well, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm gonna get ready with a TikTok. TikTok requires some additional step, so I'll get ready. Just be patient. So thank you so much for joining multi-stream live. You'll be joining this live stream from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and LinkedIn. So thank you so much for all of you who's joining live stream. Today is March 6th, Thursday as usual, and then we're doing this live stream at 5 p.m. Central Time. Yes, Ashdus, how are you? So thank you so much for joining. And then I see, TikTok viewers joining from my left side. And then our lovely Scottish kitten decided not to join today. So she's not joining today's live stream. So once again, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm Attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer. We're based in Chicago, but we have an office in Madison, Wisconsin as well. But we serve all 50 states. Kezir from YouTube, say hi. Thank you so much for joining. And then TikTok, I'm just waiting for viewers to join this live. So usually I talk about certain topics today. Is the topic is the Trump immigration. It's very open-ended. You can talk about adjustment of the status. Tangia, welcome to join. You can talk about adjustment of the status or consular process case or humanitarian visa, removal defense. But we decided not to take any business immigration cases going forward. So I may answer some of your business immigration cases like H-1B, EB-1. Yes, DG Info asked the question from YouTube. So either you or your fiance entered the U.S. with approved K-1 visa, and then what form do you need to submit for your adjustment of the status? Obviously, you start with a 485, right? 485 to adjust status from K-1 to permanent residency. Also, you need to submit 765 for work permit, and then U.S. citizen petitioner becomes sponsor, and you need to submit 864, and also now it is required to submit 693 medical exam report. So these are the minimum. You may also include I-131 for travel permit, but that's usually extra. Now, looking at this, Shinda asking question, is USCIS waiving 751 interviews? I will tell you this, for our jointly filed 751 petition to remove the condition, what that means is that by the time the USCIS approve your case, you're married less than 2 years. So you got 2-year conditional residency. And then you need to submit 751 in most cases together to remove the conditions to get tenure. Our case, 99%, 99, no interview whatsoever. But the question is, will Trump's administration require interview for even 751 jointly filed cases? We shall see. But moving into different direction, marriage green card cases, right? I'm gonna post new video. The case approved on March 1st, no interview. Still, mandatory interview has not returned. So do not assume that because it's a Trump, is gonna bring interview right away. He may later. Hi Wilson, how are you? But not now, not now. So circling back, no interview yet. But Shinda also has question about timeline for 751. Good question. So if you file together, usually it's 18 month and 24 month, our cases. So 18 month and up to 2 years if you file together. If you file separately, individual filing, and then it's up to 3 years and usually interview. Yes, Sikander say good afternoon as well. But Sally, is it good thing that when your K-145 get transferred from National Visa Center to field office? Um, I wouldn't say that it's not a good sign, but it means that your case will be scheduled for interview, Sally. So that's usually. So Kizir, I'll get back to you. I tell this all the time, right? When USCIS transfer your case from National Benefit Center to local field office, it means that right now, they're gonna schedule interview. Previously, USCIS transfer cases to random field office. So, for example, you live in Chicago, but they transfer your case out of National Benefit Center to Florida field office because there's more availability. Then they approve the case without interview. But right now, in early 2025, when your case is transferred to local field office where you live, it means that they're gonna schedule an interview. Okay. So Kezir, I'm gonna drink some water and then answer your question here. Instagram viewers, right? I'm relatively new. If you post a question, I'm gonna make sure that you answer your questions as well. So let me drink some water, okay? Yeah. So Kezir's question is that looks like this is a petition for spouse and then stepchildren, right? Stepchildren, and then if you apply for 765 separately, right? Then each foreign nationals, your wife, spouse, or children will get E80. Yes, they will get E80 because now, right? You need to pay 260 for each 765. So you pay, thus you get E80. Okay. Now, Bodindu, when to expect 45 work permit, the renewal, the receipt? Just wonder, do you have like, what kind of case do you have? EB, employment based? Because it's kind of rare that you renew 45 base, C9 EAD, but probably you have a employment based case. Okay. I have a lot of, we have a lot of good questions here, Astush. Okay. Yeah. So, I think that you asked this question, Astush. So when do you get work permit after you submit marriage green card case? Right now, our cases, even on the Trump, about 30 to 60 days later, if you submit everything together, right? I-130, 45, and 693. Make sure that you submit 693 medical exam report. Otherwise, your case will be rejected. But let me pause. You watch my videos, others, that as of March 3rd, Monday, right? We're recording, we're live streaming Thursday. But as of Monday, March 3rd, you need to submit January 20, 2025 edition of 45, 131 for those of you who have marriage green card case, right? Adjustment of the status, 45 and 131. For those of you who are trying to be naturalized U.S. citizen, and 400 must be January 20, 2025. For those of you who have a K1 case, 134, right, affidavit of support, January 20, 2025. The way that USCIS updated edition date without changing any single part of the form is like, wow, I never seen anything like this. What that means is this. In the past, when the USCIS said that we're gonna require certain newer edition dates, they gave you 60-day grace period. But now they announce and next day you do it. That's what's happening on the Trump. So just make sure that you submit January 20, 2025 version for 45, 131, 134, and 400. For those of you who have a U visa, you need to submit newer version. So more will come. Okay, so then Tanji, I asked the question from YouTube. Okay, so then what is the timeline for marriage green card case? So if you enter with a visa or ESTA and then you got married to U.S. citizen, then timeline at this point is about 6 months to get a green card, usually with interview or no interview in most cases. But that's our cases. I posted videos. So it usually takes about 6 months or less still under Trump. And then, I get a lot of comments that, it's not happening with me. I'm different. Of course, every case is different. But we're not just talking about our cases in Illinois, Wisconsin. We do nationwide. So our cases, fast 6 months. So it's going well. Thank you so much. Yes, well, of course, Ashutosh, you're our client. So you'll get work permit soon. So don't worry, okay? Don't worry. So it was submitted February 28th. I told you 30 to 60 days. 30 to 60 days. We're not there yet. So just you'll get one. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm gonna look at. But thank you so much joining Ashutosh. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm looking at. Okay, Saba asked, will travel ban affect K1 visa? I have two answers for you. There is no travel ban yet. I mean, actually, I have three answers. Okay, three answers. There is no travel ban yet, but there may be in near future because the President Trump signed one of the executive orders in February asking Department of State to toughen up visa regulation. So it's a possibility. But circling back to your question, right? So remember that during his first term, there's a Muslim travel ban, there's a Chinese Communist Party travel ban, but there's exceptions, and then many of them include spouses. They didn't really say this, but K1 was exception. It means that all this travel ban introduced under his first term listed exceptions, and the K1 was regarded as one of the exempted category. But as you can see, his second term may be different. So we shouldn't assume that it'll be just like his first term. So far, it's very different. Very different. It's more challenging. Every other day, we're dealing with a new regulation, and sometimes like you think that making videos easy, live streams easy. It's not. It's just like we need to process cases, right? And then at the same time, we like to share updates with you. It's just a lot of work, a lot of work. I'm sure the President Trump is busy with churning out new directions, but just a lot of changes coming. So I'm trying to see what questions I have from TikTok, and then if you post a question from Instagram and then YouTube, I'll answer. But I see a lot more here. Okay, I'm gonna see this. Okay, just give me 1 second here. So then user 1410 filed VAWA adjustment of the status in November, and then got prima facie determination in 20 days. Very good, very fast. You'll get work permit soon. Work permit soon. So it's almost there. Okay. Yeah. So Masurabat asked, what form do you submit for K1 to start? So 129F. 129F is the form that you start your K1 case with the USCIS, and then most of them I go to California Service Center. I push some of the buttons, and then it's different. It shows different way. Okay, I'm gonna just scroll down. Yeah, and then also Masu is asking good question. How long does it? How long K1 takes nowadays? I would say 6 months. I think that it's gonna take a little bit longer. So I would say it is 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months. Okay. Okay. I'm just reviewing this. Okay. You know what? Maybe I need to find a different way because TikTok is nice. I see a lot of questions here, but it's like condensed. The area that I need to review is condensed, so it's kind of difficult to follow. So why don't I go through the reverse order? Okay. But Samson, okay, I'm waiting on my 45 I-130 approval. What difficulties can I expect? Okay, so let's talk about this. We haven't confirmed anything yet, but one possible direction the USCIS may go under this, various executive order that Trump signed, And then if you follow this, that yesterday, the government published new regulation that they're gonna require USCIS petitioners and then applicants, right? The petitioner applicants who submit their case with the USCIS submit their social media handle. I mean, not the password and all this, but handle, like name, right? So my handle would be Dr. Jae Francis Immigration, right? For example. Also, when I look at that text, it's all about heightened vetting. It means that they're gonna review cases more critically. So, circling back to your question, what may happen is that if you submit marriage green card case, watch out if you apply for green card too fast. So you probably know that there is no official 90-day wait time to get married and apply for green card, right? When you enter the US with the ESTA or visa. But we don't know whether that would be sufficient. In fact, there is no guideline, official guideline on this. So one issue would be if you get married and apply for green card within 90 days or after, USCIS may suspect or accuse you of committing visa fraud and misrepresentation. That's the one direction. Also, we have some reports. The USCIS will be or have been asking a lot of questions about unreported criminal records. Like for example, when you have a criminal records, right? You're not arrested all the time, but sometimes you're not arrested, but you have a criminal records, and sometimes it's not showing on public records. So they're asking a lot of this. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna share my interview appearance experience with you, and then I'm gonna make the videos whenever I attend the interview. Okay, Criolla. Okay, I see your question on YouTube and TikTok. Thank you so much for joining from YouTube. YouTube is way better. So then your question is, what to do if you found out that your partner was using you for green card but won't sign the divorce? You mean so then you're a U.S. citizen and your foreign spouse doesn't want to sign the divorce? Well, I mean, divorce is state law matter, so you need to hire a divorce lawyer. That's not what I'm specialized, right? And then if you like to report your spouse for marriage fraud, then you may report. But at the same time, if you report, I mean, you need to be careful because USCIS may accuse you of committing marriage fraud together with your spouse. So this is not what we handle. So I'm just saying that generally, and then you need to be careful when you report someone, grave, an accusation. But when it comes to divorce, hire a divorce attorney if your spouse not willing to sign on divorce paper. Okay. Okay. Well, there's a lot of misinformation, and then Abkar mentioned that is there a travel ban on Pakistan and Afghanistan? No, not yet, not yet. We don't have it. It doesn't mean that it'll happen, but until it happens, then it's kind of hard to predict and then say that that's happening here. So it's just it's not there, not yet, not yet. Okay, Leah asks, how old does U.S. citizen have to be to file a petition for spouse? Thank you so much, Criolla. That's a good question. Check your local state requirement. So it really state by state and ask when you can marry. So it can be 18, 19, but just be careful because if your spouse too young and not allowed to marry and you get married, it can be tricky. So just check your state government or check website or the courthouse. Say that we're in a relationship, and then what's the minimum age for my spouse to get married? Okay, so just call the courthouse to be safe. Okay, I'm just reviewing this. Okay, so thank you so much for joining the live. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so then Ashutosh asked the question again. So can you do domestic travel inside the United States with a valid passport until real ID is required in May? But after that, you need a real ID. But Ashutosh, you can apply for real ID, I believe, with EAD. But that's something that I'm gonna review and get back to you in all. Okay. So I'm reviewing this. Um, Now, for those of you who are going through or getting ready for adjustment of the status, especially family based, then you need to deal with, thank you so much for the role, Sajid. You need to deal with A64 affidavit of support. It means that your US citizen petitioner slash sponsor must show financial ability at certain level. And then how do you check whether your spouse makes or made enough money? Then Google up and type 864, number 8 and number 6 and 4 and letter P. And then it's updated every March 1st of every year. And then this year is no exception. So March 1st, 2025, it was updated. So what does it mean? It means that if you submit your case, family based, marriage based, K1 based adjustment of the status after March 1st of this year, then you need to check whether you made enough money according to March 1st, 2025 edition of A64P. Number one, right? So if you didn't check and then you made enough for last year but not this year, then you get RFE, the request for evidence at least. Archida, good to see you. Any updates? She's checking with us every week. She has a pending 129F file in November, and then with the California Service Center, I believe that it was filed November 28th, right, toward the end of November. So almost there. I mean, just sorry that I say this all the time, but hope that when you join us next week, you say your case was approved. So that's my wishes. So that's what you need to do. Check A64P now. Archida, you're still waiting, but next week, okay, next week. So check A64P. And number two, if you submit your adjustment of the status after April 15 of this year, then make sure that you go with 2024 tax return. Even now, if your 2024 number is better than 2023, go with 2024. Okay, so it's an important consideration. Now let's talk about this possibility. Right now, under Biden and Trump, if you didn't submit your A64 supporting documents and then you didn't make enough money, the USCIS will give you a second chance. It's called the request for evidence. But at some point, they may not do so. They may just reject it. It happened under his first term. So what that means is that if you don't do A64 correctly, and then you fail to go with a joint sponsor, then USCIS may just deny your case outright instead of giving you a second chance. So it's a challenging time. So I'm gonna see whether I can answer some of the questions here. Okay. Okay, I'm just reviewing. So when you see that I'm looking at one of the screen, is that I'm just reviewing TikTok question here. Okay, so Elizabeth, can she apply for citizenship if she has a record, criminal records happened 12 years ago? Let me drink some water. The question is case by case. So I'm going to give you some answer. If you happen to have a criminal records happened long time ago, it means that more than 5 years ago, then it's better. Absolutely, right? Absolutely better. And then if the type of criminal records is like drunk driving, DUI, and then you stop drinking, now then it helps, right? Or it can be something else. So it's called rehabilitation. You're not doing it anymore, then it helps, right? So it's about, like that's why you mentioned 12 years ago. It's just help. But some criminal records is so serious that it doesn't really matter whether it happened a long time ago or not, because sometimes it's kind of hard to show that you rehabilitated because it's so serious. So it's case by case. Now, I see Mohammed question here. So, he applied for 589 asylum before getting married to U.S. citizen and received EAD and Social Security is a C8 category in December 23 of 2024, but got married to U.S. citizen. I'm sorry. So you apply for asylum in December 2023. Your dates are a little bit mixed up or separated again, but now you're divorced. You got married. Okay, so I'll say this, Mohammed. It's convoluted, but we would be happy to talk to you. So call us once again, right? All other platform, I'm able to say the phone number. Call us, but because I'm talking to our TikTok viewers, I'm not able to say that number. So check my profile or write down the number. If you're joining from YouTube, you see like Dr. Jae, Dr. Jae Francis, babbling here. My phone number. Call us, and then we'll give you a free case evaluation. Okay. So second marriage, yeah. I mean, Mohammed, you have a complicated case. Okay, but we can talk to you, and then we'll see what we can help you. We're highly successful with navigating difficult, immigration benefits and cases. So call us, Mohammed. Okay, but thank you for checking on us today. Okay, so I'm gonna see. Okay, so then well, hopefully you're still here. So the USCIS approved my 129F petition. I wish I can pronounce your name, Abinet, or Abby, right? How long did it take? 3 months. Then you're waiting for National Visa Center. Once you have a National Visa Center number, then you can schedule interview for you. In most cases. So the K1 takes the main culprit of lengthy K1 case is USCIS, and once USCIS approve your 129F petition, then you wait about 30 days to get National Visa Center number. Then you can start scheduling interview for your case. Okay, now I'm just reviewing this. Okay, good. Thank you so much for sharing and sending the roses. So what does it mean if you get notice from USCIS request? Okay, so Lokito, you have a 129F petition case, and then you got request for evidence. It can be anything. If you're looking for attorney help, call us, right? Find my phone number on my profile and then call us. So you have the request for evidence for your K1 case, so 129F. It can be many different things. It can be biographic document deficiency, like birth certificate, or lack of relationship documents, or your U.S. citizen petitioner has some criminal records, and then you fail to submit, criminal records to USCIS, or you met your fiance through certain dating apps, but some of them regarded by USCIS as marriage broker, and then you didn't submit the supporting documents. The Mark asked the question, and then I will get back to you too. Can you get married to a green card holder? Absolutely. But in most cases, if you're in the U.S., you're not able to submit 485, only I-130. And then if you're overseas, then you need to wait 3 to 5 years. So absolutely yes. But just be careful, because when you get married to a permanent resident, if you have any unlawful presence and unlawful employment, they will not be forgiven. Okay, just be careful. Okay, so Kelly, you got into U.S. without inspection for a little more than 3 years. So you're entering without inspection. You live with a citizen, and we have almost two. You have a child together. If you get married, and is there a chance to get a green card? It's convoluted. But okay, let's do this. Right. So 3 years under Biden. Check whether you're given parole document. It's like blue stamp. And then if not, whether you have an NTA. So whether you got parole document or not is critical. But it's kind of difficult to speculate during this live stream. Call us, Kelly. Call us, Kelly. This is type of cases that we specialize as well. So one last question here, Mohammed. While 589 is pending, are you eligible for K1? Mohammed, you're inside the United States, so no K1, right? So what you're talking is that marriage green card case, right? You got married to U.S. citizen, right? You said this was second marriage, and then perhaps you're eligible, but I need to see the detail. Okay, so thank you so much for joining today's live stream. I usually talk to you about 30 minutes. Hopefully it can be longer, but I have a nonstop meetings and case processing, and then this is best I can do for now. But thank you so much for joining today. The next week we're gonna talk about marriage green card case. Okay, so for those of you who have a pending case or you'd like to start the new one or learn about how to do it, any updates, join this 5 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for joining today. And until then, you can find me on various channels, videos, website, francislawcenter.com. I'm attorney Jae Francis. Thank you so much for joining this live. And until then, peace be with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asters. Okay, we'll stay in touch. Bye-bye.